to SveNFL.
What's up, y'all?
It's Jonathan Rollins.
Skip me, Sarah.
And we're two Americans living in Sweden talking about football. Yeah, man, the offseason is upon us. We are now talking about the 2025 season. That's how it goes, right? So, man, and we got an update for you. We're not gonna be as regular, obviously, but we will be giving y'all updates on the league that we love. So, welcome back, Skiff. I heard you were under the weather.
Oh man,
we were both under the weather.
I wasn't just under it. I was getting absolutely annihilated by it.
Yeah. Man. Oh shit.
Yeah. So I'll probably still cough a little bit in this one, but yeah, it's been an interesting week.
Yeah, man.
You know, in the week that I got sick, it suddenly went from a very quiet NFL news week to a kind of a busy one. I guess partially because, you came up on the deadline for the franchise tag, as well as inching up on, I don't remember the actual date, but the so-called beginning of the new league year, which also kind of coincides with free agency, which I think is the free agency frenzy. I believe that'll be next week. It's either this week or next week.
No,
I can't remember.
It's like next week. It's always mid-March.
Is it? Did I write that down?
Last year was like March 18th.
March 12th is what it is. March 12th, free agency opens. But then there's all that legal what the fuck?
Yeah, the tampering zones.
Legal tampering.
They got to make something up.
To me, that sounds so dumb. It's like, if tampering in the NFL is not legal, then what the fuck is legal tampering? You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
It's like, well, you have armed robbery, and then you have acceptable legal robbery.
This is a negotiation period. That's what they should call it. Negotiation period is open, and then trade opens.
Not hard.
Yeah.
So dumb.
Very dumb. But a lot of what the NFL does is dumb. I don't know.
Agreed. I have some dumb things to talk about. Let's talk about some things that are not dumb. The Raiders have signed Pro Bowl defensive end Max Crosby to a 3-year, $106.5 million deal, making him the richest non-quarterback in the NFL for now.
Wow. I thought he was going to quit if they didn't keep Antonio Pierce.
Well, I think they got him to come back because they decided to cut Gardner Minshew. Gardner Minshew is in the win, and Max was like, okay, fine, I'll come back.
Okay. That'll work.
The Raiders could... Well, I don't know. We could get into a larger conversation about them at another date, but they could have a very interesting offseason. They got a ton of cap space. They got a high draft pick, and there's some fun players available who we're going to get to in a minute. One player who's not available is Eagles linebacker Zach Bond. Signed him to a $51 million deal. There was some speculation as to whether he was going to you have all these great players. You can't re-sign them all.
Yeah, but they got one. Re-signed one.
This is a smart one, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He was just too good last year.
Roseman, he be doing his thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
The GM.
Yeah, totally. There's even this is correct. If this happens, this would be insane. But there are rumors that Howie Roseman is going after Myles Garrett.
Oh, yeah, I heard about this, man.
I'm like, this would be... I think the league would just freak out if Howie Roseman were able to pull that off. It would be so crazy.
Yeah. We said it before the season last year that they had the best roster in football. They put it all together, got their Super Bowl. They're turning into like Chiefs East.
Mm-hmm.
Like where they just like drafting players and getting the culture going, and they're gonna be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, it's true. A team that will not be a force to be reckoned with, the San Francisco 49ers, have
Those of you watching the broadcast, you cannot see Skip right now because his boner is in the way.
my boner, which can be seen from satellite images in space.
Exactly.
Yes, they have traded Deebo Samuel to the Commanders in exchange for a 5th-round pick.
Damn.
There's also rumors
5th round pick, man.
Yeah, there's also rumors that they're trying to unload Brendan Ayuk, which is really kind of embarrassing. It's like,
yeah,
you had this contract dispute with him a year ago. You give him the bag. Unfortunately for them, it's just dumb happenstance that he gets injured shortly thereafter. But you got a guy making, sitting on $100+ million contract and a fucking shattered ACL, and you think you're going to get any kind of real value in return for that? It's like, what? This just reeks of desperation to me. It's very strange.
They're talking about trading him to the Patriots. That's the big talk right now.
I feel like anytime a wide receiver is available, it's just like, I feel like, trope alert, let's just pull down the Patriots rumor.
Let's get him over to Drake Brady.
Yeah, exactly. There was so obviously I don't know how many of our listeners actually care about the combine. I do not.
Oh, no.
I think it's just, grown-ass men running around in their underwear. I don't think it really translates well to predicting who's actually good at football.
No, but we find out who's very fast. Apparently, NFL players are very fast.
The only thing I care about is hearing how well my dogs did. And so, once I hear that, I'm out. The rest of it is just silly. But there was a lot of news that happened there during that week. Probably the biggest news item was my man, former Bulldog Matthew Stafford, agreeing to stay with the Los Angeles Rams.
I think that's a good call.
I think this is a really great call. There was a little bit of drama involved leading up to this decision because the Rams were essentially doing with Stafford what the Eagles did with Saquon, saying like, "Hey, you should go out there and see test the market, see what teams would offer you." And the reports were suggesting that both the Giants and the Raiders were very interested. But then Rams and Stafford, I think both of them kind of collectively came to their senses and decided, we got a good thing going here. Why risk it? If I'm Matthew Stafford, what do you do? Like, I mean, you were a few plays away from making the Super Bowl just this last. I mean, they almost beat the Eagles in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is smart, in my opinion. Bengals. What are the Bengals doing? So I feel like the Bengals are such a dumb franchise.
Yeah.
So they franchise tag T Higgins, right? They claim that they're still hoping to sign him to a longer deal. They're also working on the deal to make Jamar Chase the highest paid non-quarterback in the league. But last night, news dropped that they have told their last year's sack leader, Trey Hendrickson, to basically see if he can go find a new dance partner. They're asking him, like, go test the market.
Have you seen him talk before?
Trey Hendrickson?
Yeah. Okay. He's disgustingly Christian. He's like super duper Christian.
Oh, gross. I hate that.
So he was on Pat McAfee, and I don't know if Jesus could have gotten more praise. He's like, he began the thing like he was getting an award at the Oscars. He was just like first giving God honor to God. It's like, dude, you're on fucking the Pat McAfee show. Yeah, it was gross. I had to turn away, man.
To me, this whole thing of like asking a player to go find out what he's worth is such a like as far, I don't know, rich people already annoy me. And this is like kind of an ick because it's like, it really exposes like, oh, you guys really aren't that smart.
Yeah.
Like, if you were that smart, you would know how much you'd be out here telling people what they're worth. I just think it's kind of stupid. Probably the most interesting news to drop in the last 24 hours or 48 hours. Fucking DK Metcalf is on the market.
Yeah,
Woo!
man.
Lord of mercy. There are going to be a lot of teams falling all over themselves for that guy.
I think he kind of. Why does it feel like a stay away from me? This feels like something that'll be like the big splash that doesn't work out somehow.
Really, I mean, obviously, you're probably right. That being said,
I like him. I think he's fun.
I kind of think. I mean, obviously, it goes without saying. If he lands in the right system with the right quarterback, I mean, I would sort of. I mean, as much as we love the Geno Smith story, it's not like, I feel like some of this is on Geno. Maybe not.
Be careful now.
I think
they wrote me off. I ain't right back though.
I mean, I think really we're about to witness the last year of the Geno Smith experience.
Yeah,
personally,
probably, because he's the turnovers are creeping up. I think obviously his DNA says he's a Raven.
Oh,
his DNA is a Raven. Like wet dream.
Wow.
Hollywood, the writers' room puts him in a Ravens uniform, and they get over the hump. That's the team that I think could get the best out of him.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I love that. I know we have quite a few Seahawks listeners. Tough day for you guys because it's not just. I mean, your entire the identity of your wide receiver room has basically just altered in a 24-hour period. Metcalf essentially requesting a trade, and Tyler Lockett gets cut by the team.
Mm-hmm. It was time though, man.
For sure.
They got a 100%. New regime, man. It's like I wouldn't be panicking if I were Seahawks, man. It's time for Geno as well. It's like we're rolling it over, man. You trust if you trust the process. You got the right coach. Now you just need the right quarterback to match up with him, and he's looking for that probably. And your defense is gonna just get better as McDonald is in there doing his thing. That's how you have to feel as a fan.
I would say if you're psychotic enough to already be tracking fantasy football, I would keep an eye on Jackson Smith in Jigba because I don't know. I mean, he's going to essentially be Seattle's #1 wide receiver at this point. And he was great last year, too. So,
it's going to get more attention.
The Bears are making moves.
What? Chicago?
Making smart moves.
Yeah, man.
Bolstering their offensive line. First, they sent a 6th-round pick to the Rams for Jonah Jackson. And then a day later, they sent a 4th-round pick to the Chiefs for all-pro guard Joe Thuney.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I mean, Joe Thuney is
one of the best.
Joe Thuney is one of the best. He's 4-time Super Bowl champion, right? 2 with the Patriots, 2 with the Chiefs. I mean, this is exactly what the Bears need to. I mean, I still not 100% sure that Caleb Williams will ever be a good NFL quarterback, but this is basically the only way to find out by giving him.
They got their boy, they got the new coach in there.
And he's doing exactly what the Lions did. The Lions built one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, which gave Jared Goff and company time to be creative. So this is they're getting exactly what they paid for. It's going to be interesting to see how it works out. Let's see. Moving right along. Chargers cut 5-time Pro Bowl pass rusher Joey Bosa.
Cut.
They cut a bitch. Just shanked him in the yard. Just kink, kink.
Wear your phone books. I know they're hard to find now, but you gotta wear your phone book, man. You gotta be ready. Yeah,
that's true. Who the fuck has a phone book? Let's see. Yeah, well, obviously, look, Joey Bosa hasn't really been himself the last couple of years. A lot of injuries. I think he's only played, I read here, only played 14 games combined in 2022, 2023 seasons.
Damn.
Um,
What about 24?
I'm not sure how much. I don't think he played that much this last year either. Cutting him saves the Chargers $25 million in cap space, so this is kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's very injury prone at this point. He's speaking of cuts, the Eagles have cut 6-time Pro Bowler Darius Slay.
I didn't know he'd been around that long. Jeez.
There's still a rumor that this could be one of those things where they cut him and then they bring him back. I'm not sure.
He said he's open to come back, so
yeah,
he knows where his bread's buttered.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course
34.
And then of course the Eagles turned around and sort of, put a cherry on top of probably the most embarrassing year in New York Giants football history. They have signed Saquon Barkley to a 2-year, $41.2 million extension. Yeah, very funny.
41 million.
Mm-hmm.
And new money.
Which is also quite funny considering, I don't know if you heard the story about Hard Knocks. The Giants basically killed Hard Knocks. The experience, they certainly killed this off-season version. And there are rumors that just the Hard Knocks franchise in general is kind of in jeopardy because so few coaches and owners really, they're just sort of like over this experience of like being exposed.
Yeah, camera all
right?
there, yeah.
And, the fact that it kind of, the one thing that rich people really don't like is being exposed for how stupid they are. And that 100% happened to the Giants last year. Interestingly enough, they couldn't get anybody to agree to do the off-season Hard Knocks this year. So they offered it to Bill Belichick. Yeah. Apparently Bill Belichick said, yeah, I'll do it.
And then he said, we're on to Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly. and then of course, I don't know exactly why the deal fell through like a few days later. Mm-hmm. I can only assume it's because they didn't want to give Belichick I don't know. Yeah. They usually give the teams full editorial control, which is what made that whole Giants thing even more amazing.
Yeah.
Why this deal fell through is anyone's guess. There's a lot of rumors, but either way, we almost had an off-season Hard Knocks with Bill Belichick and the North Carolina Tar Heels, and then it kind of...
I would have liked that.
I think it would have been fascinating. I heard different takes and people going like, I don't care, and it's like, I don't know.
I would have loved to see him in people's living rooms. I think your son would be great with the team, but
I just thought it was kind of ironic. The one coach who just like refused to let Hard Knocks anywhere near his Patriots is like suddenly raising his hand saying like, I'll do it. I don't remember if we talked. I think we talked about it, but it's been a minute since I don't know if we ever really actually addressed the fact that Kellen Moore was hired to be the Saints' new head coach.
Oh yeah.
And then the Saints also hired Chargers coach Brandon Staley to be their defensive coordinator, which is kind of fascinating.
Yeah. We just saw that happen too in Denver, where Vance Joseph was the head coach and then was fired quickly, and then now he's defensive coordinator and thriving.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll happen with Staley. Even though I like to think that McVay was the reason they had such a good defense, and not so much, Staley.
I mean, they still have the worst salary cap situation to deal with. I know that we say that every year. But this year, apparently, I don't hear a lot of people talking about this, but this year apparently is worse for them than usual because people say, oh, the salary cap is fake because you can restructure contracts and move money down the road, and which is true, but there's a time limit on how many times you're allowed to restructure a person's deal. And based on what I've read, at least in one place, they have run out of people to restructure. Oh. Like they literally have restructured everyone more than once. Like they don't have, they're in a very difficult, like genuinely in a situation where they might be kind of fucked.
Like default. they're those people who mortgage their mortgage.
Right. Using credit cards to pay credit cards.
Refinance the home in order to pay off the home.
The only good news that they had was that the salary cap went up more than teams expected. It's expected to be between 277 and 281 million. $100 million more than it was in 2018, if that tells you anything. That's crazy.
Wow, a lot of money.
Okay, here's where we get to the dumb part. This is so dumb. The NFL is planning to join the 21st century, sort of, by using Hawkeye virtual measurement system to determine close first down calls for 2025. Okay?
Okay, all right.
Now,
is it going to be brought to you by State Farm or something? That was a State Farm first down.
First of all, I think it's kind of crazy for a game that's over 100 years old.
Yeah.
In a world filled with technological advancements that truly boggled the mind. I find it crazy that the NFL was still using the human eye as well as three men holding two sticks connected to a chain. Like that
on a chain, a big ass chain.
Yeah. Also, shout out to the Bills, who have now been responsible for two major rule changes due to separate heartbreaking playoff losses. First it's the overtime, and now it's this. But if you think this will solve the problem, I really hate to disappoint you, because according to this press release, while the Hawkeye technology will determine if the ball has crossed the first down marker, human officials will continue to spot the ball at the end of each play. So basically, this is at best pretending to solve the problem by pretending that a one-part problem actually has two or more parts.
No, I think it's more it'll determine a first down or not. But they can't.
Yeah,
I get the not problem, using, but if it's 2nd and 3 or 2nd and 4, you know what I'm saying?
No, but the like problem hasn't.
You have this in tennis, but it's only used if they contest it. You know what I mean?
I agree, but the problem has never been how to measure a first down.
Right.
That's what the two dicks with the sticks and the 10-yard chain are for, right? They know how to measure 10 yards.
Right.
The problem is how the ball is being spotted, which they are not addressing at all.
Oh, okay. I thought they were going to use it like VAR.
No. Human beings are going to say, this is where the ball goes, and then they're going to use the Hawkeye to see if it crossed it. So they're not actually solving the problem. They're ignoring the actual problem,
which is
by allowing the referees. Because everyone else, most people are calling for some sort of a chip to be put in the ball.
Which there are chips in the ball.
I know that.
Found that out. That's crazy that they have them in it and they just don't use it.
Right.
They just use it for these Amazon stats.
So they're not actually solving the problem right now.
No,
they're just pretending to solve the problem. So we'll see how that goes. How long it takes people to figure that out. Apparently they're going to start using replay assist more often. That it's a kind of a weird story that doesn't, like they're not being very clear on exactly how they want to use it. Some of the examples that they give, if you remember, there were a bunch of like crazy face mask penalties that got missed this past year.
Yeah. In the Eagles game, right? Wasn't there a big one in the Eagles game?
Yeah, and there was a big one in one of the Vikings games too on Sam Darnold.
Darnold, yeah. Twice it happened to him.
So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, they claim that they're going to try and do something sort of like what I've suggested on this show many times, where the way they do it in the NHL, where they have someone who's basically calling down saying, hey, you missed something. They're still trying to work out the details of what they're going to use it for. So it's sort of a TBD thing. The tush push is in the crosshairs again, fascinatingly enough. Turns out it was the Green Bay Packers who have officially requested for the play to be banned by the NFL.
Banned.
Okay. I'm not crazy about the tush push.
I'm not either, but it doesn't happen that frequently.
The reason that critics cite the need to ban the play are really, really dumb to me. Mm-hmm. So the first one is it's an unfair advantage for one team, that being the Eagles. I mean, that's just a chicken shit argument.
Yeah, it's bullshit. So it was learn how to do it. The Wildcat was an unfair advantage, and then everybody started doing it, and then now it's obsolete.
Tom Brady's QB sneak was an unstoppable play at one point.
They would get 3-4 yards every time they did it, but they didn't. It's not like they did it every play. It's obviously not unstoppable. They don't do it every play.
Exactly.
It was timing.
Probably the lamest argument. People are starting to argue player safety. Like, are you fucking kidding me? With a straight face.
NFL cares.
With a straight face, these guys are fucking whining about player safety. It's so dumb. Personally, if you want to ban the tush push, the only argument that makes any sense to me is for them to just be honest. Just come out and say it. We want to ban the tush push because it's fucking boring.
Yeah.
Period. That's the reason I don't like it. But I'm also willing to concede that even this argument is not good enough to justify banning it. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
The NHL did this in the 90s. There was like a defensive strategy that came up. It was created by the New Jersey Devils. It was called the defensive trap play. And it spread across the league, and it caused scoring to plummet over the course of a couple of seasons. And the owners all got together and said, you know what? It's good job, Devils, but this is really bad for the game. It's making everything super boring, and we want to get rid of it. And as soon as they got rid of it, the game got better. But I don't see the tush push affecting the NFL.
No, not on that level.
The trap play that got created by the Devils really turned into like a virus. It kind of spread across the league and it changed the whole sport. I don't see the tush push doing that.
No.
So it makes everybody who's complaining about this, it kind of makes them seem like a whiny little bitch. I think.
Yeah. Agreed.
Let's see. We got, the Jets. The Jets have released Devonta Adams.
What?
Obviously, they released Aaron Rodgers. Some of the stories, if anybody's interested, you should go to read those stories. I don't know how true they are, but, apparently before the Jets released Aaron Rodgers, they had a meeting with him. And one of the things they demanded was that he had to stop doing the Pat McAfee show. I'm a little wary of these kind of reports. I don't, these kind of things.
New York, man. New York media.
Yeah.
It's wild over there. You think Allen is gonna be all right over there? Or I'm sorry, Aaron Glenn?
No, I until I see it. No, I don't. I haven't. Nobody's been good over there.
I feel like. Rex Ryan was good over there.
Yeah,
he was one that was right up there, perfect for the New York media. And Aaron Glenn, he's a big personality, so
I think he's a good fit because he used to play for the Jets, so he knows the drill. It's kind of. I think it's a smart move by them to hire somebody who has green and white in their blood. You know what I mean? I think they need someone like that to run the show for a while.
Yeah.
they just can't fuck up this draft. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, well, they probably will.
Some of the landing spots, the conversations about landing spots for Aaron Rodgers are hilarious. Like the best one is obviously New York Giants. Like, I mean, to me, that would just be so because
Brian Daboll's too smart, man.
And if you think about it, like there are a couple of teams that are in a very interesting situation that could really turn their franchise around super quick if they made all the right moves. The Giants have a high draft pick, and they have a need for a quarterback. So if they could nail a free agency quarterback,
right,
and then draft someone like Travis Hunter or another top wide receiver, like, and then you throw in the fact that they have Malik Neighbor, like they could really turn this thing around pretty quick.
So you're saying they should get Garoppolo?
Sure. Yeah.
I think Sam Darnold's turned into a pumpkin at the end.
I personally think Sam Darnold should stay with the Vikings.
Yeah, he should.
I think he should do like Matthew Stafford. I think the Vikings should think the same way. Like, I mean, yeah, he sucked for 2 games, but he won you 14 games.
Yeah.
The free agency quarterback market is not great. Right. You don't have a high draft pick. This is not a year to and Sam Darnold, it might be the case that Sam Darnold is only good because he's been paired with Kevin O'Connell. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like just milk that relationship for another year at least.
Yeah. But O'Connell probably wants to move on and try out McCarthy.
Yeah. I don't know.
I know you're not a fan.
But
you weren't a fan of Sam Darnold either.
No, I'm still not.
And look what look what he did with him. True.
I'm more believing Kevin O'Connell than I believe in any of those quarterbacks.
Yeah. But if he can do that, then it'll be. Hey, we'll see. We'll see about the Vikings, man. That division's fun.
Yeah.
So no more Devontae Adams, no more Aaron Rodgers. They're probably teaming up to see what team they can destroy next.
Right. Okay. Saints. This is exciting to me. Okay. We talked about the slow crawl towards irrelevance for the Hard Knocks franchise.
Yeah.
A new show has emerged to perhaps speed up the process of replacing Hard Knocks.
And what's that?
I'm so excited about this. I hope it's good. And I just saw this 2 days ago. It's a new show on A&E called Stadium Lockup. Okay. You ever heard about this?
No. Stadium Lockup.
I gotta read the copy on this because it's too good.
I'm looking at it now.
Okay. Get ready for the real game. A&E presents Stadium Lockup, a new series that goes behind the scenes of what really happens on game day. Premiering Wednesday, March 19th at 9 p.m., this 10-episode series takes you beyond the noise of the crowd and into the high-stress world of stadium security at the Cleveland Browns Stadium. Think touchdowns and highlight reels are where it's at? Think again. Stadium Lockup pulls back the curtain to show you the massive operation that involves nearly 1,000 people from law enforcement to private security and medical teams all working together to keep 67,000 plus fans safe. Every game day is an emotional roller coaster. The series captures the intense moments when arguments boil over into full-blown fights and security has to defuse the situation. But it's not all conflict. Some of the most powerful moments show security reuniting lost kids with their parents and offering glimpses of hope and humanity in the chaos. It's like Cops.
Yeah. Stadium Cops. Football Cops. Cops and football come together. Should we watch the trailer here?
Please do. I've seen it. I was really hoping you were going to do this.
Okay.
Security force of nearly 1,000 is on high alert to keep fans safe.
Please respond to Section 135.
Medical coming through.
We need to whistle them.
I'm trying to break it up.
We're working on getting arrested.
We're going to show you to the gate. There's no refunds.
That guy just fall. Holy man.
Stadium Lock Up. New series premieres Wednesday, March 19th at 9, only on A&E.
How exciting is that?
Not at all.
You know
I
what?
don't know if I could be less interested in anything. And you know what? It's like they have this show here where they talk about the subway, like the subway cops or whatever. The subway guards or whatever. The show Tunabana. And it was like,
Yeah.
well, I don't give a fuck about subway police. Imagine if what do they call the ones that are in New York City that wear the red jackets?
Oh, fuck. Yeah. I forgot.
I forget, man. But it's
I
like
know
they don't
who
make a
you're
show
talking
about them. They're like volunteer order, guards or whatever, stopping fights and helping drunk people and shit. There's a reason that there's no show about this. So, like I really don't care about what goes on behind the scenes in this stadium that's milking everybody from all of their hard-earned cash.
I think it's hilarious because it's like, I feel like it has workplace comedy written all over it. Like,
but that's not the angle they're taking. They're taking the angle of authority. Yeah.
No, of course not. I just think like, I can't wait to see it so that I can figure out some kind of way to make a funnier version of it.
Yeah, if they had some quirky characters, that'd be fun.
So funny.
But not gonna be watching that, man.
Let's see. Where else are we? Did we talk about? Oh, that was funny. They busted that South American home burglary gang.
Oh yeah.
We talked about that off mic.
Yeah.
These people who were breaking into like professional athletes' homes and stuff.
Yeah.
They got busted because they were high and they forgot to use their blinker. And then they had pictures of the shit that they had stolen from Joe Burrow's home.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Former Bulldog quarterback, current Miami Hurricane quarterback, Carson Beck.
Yeah.
Had his first welcome to Miami moment. He had his Mercedes and his Lamborghini stolen from his South Florida home.
Damn, he's got a Mercedes and a Lamborghini?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
Welcome to Florida.
This is the off season, so we're getting to the criminal part of the show. The one douchebag criminal to keep an eye on this off season appears to be Justin Tucker, whose number of accusers has reached 16 at this point.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah, exactly. We still have not really heard much out of the Ravens or the NFL other than like, we're looking into this. I'm sure most of you don't need to be reminded that the Ravens don't have a super great track record with this sort of thing. It didn't really handle the Terrell Suggs situation very well. Certainly did not handle the Ray Rice situation very well.
Before that, Ray Lewis, right?
Yeah, Ray Lewis, who may or may not have murdered somebody in the streets of Atlanta on Super Bowl weekend. The missing suit.
I mean, well, now that I see his quote, I feel better. Though. He said, I maintain I did not act inappropriately at any point before, during, or after a professional bodywork treatment session, nor have I been told I am unwelcome at any massage therapy provider. These claims are simply not true. Well,
the thing that could be potentially...
Check this out. Throughout the last 4 weeks, I have spent countless hours replaying every interaction I have had with bodywork professionals over the last 13 years. I can assure whoever who is reading this that I've never intended to disrespect anyone, cross any boundary, or make anyone feel uncomfortable in any way whatsoever. Like, did you ask for a hand job? Did you show your boner?
Mm-hmm.
That's the part they don't ever say. Like, I know I never done that, so I would just be like, you know what? I never asked for a hand job. I never pulled my dick out. I'd be straight up like that. If I'm innocent, I don't know.
The thing that could be potentially embarrassing for the Ravens, especially, these allegations date all the way back to his rookie year.
Damn.
What that means is that despite the Ravens pretending to be surprised,
they
have likely been aware of these allegations for a very long time.
No wonder he was kicking so well. He was trying to kick his way out of jail. Like, he's trying to stay free. Remain a free man, make being the best field goal kicker, but now it's 16. Now that his career is starting to decline, all of the allegations come out. What a surprise. Crazy timing.
And then finally, on a more fun note, because I've learned to not
Don't end
try
on
and
rape.
to end the show with the most depressing story in the lineup.
We won't end with 16 victims.
We don't have to go too deep into this, but I would encourage anyone else to do it in their free time. The NFLPA team report cards came out about a week or so ago.
Okay.
To me, this is one of the funniest things to kind of nerd out on in the offseason. These are anonymous report cards where the players where you basically learn from the players, like which franchises are good franchises and which ones are terrible. This has been happening for a couple of years now, 3 years, I think.
Yeah. At least.
3 or 4 years. Besides the fact that it's obviously revealing, one of the best parts about this is that the NFLPA, they don't do a lot of things right, but they do this right. They release these report cards like the same day the combine starts, which means that everybody is talking about it.
Yeah.
I just think that that's hilarious.
Look at my team shining.
2 years in a row. Dolphins
Miami
number one.
Yeah, man.
Were you number one? I have it here. Yeah, you were number one.
A's all across the board. Training staff, weight room, strength coaches, training room, locker room, nutritionists, dining facility, treatment of families. That's crazy that's on there. I like the treatment of families one. Man, Miami just holding it down, man. Team travel, head coach. Jeez, look at that. Ownership. Dolphins at the top. How? When your owner
right? These are the teams that are listening, right? From 1 year to the next, right?
Look at the Jets.
Well, that's what I want to get to. So the Chargers improved. Last year they were 30th. This year they're 5th. The Commanders went from 32nd, so the worst team in the league, to 11th. No surprise there. Obviously, Dan Snyder's gone. And then my Atlanta Falcons went from 25th place to 3rd place.
Nice.
A lot of that has to do with the fact that they finished their new
facility.
Locker room, which looks unbelievable. The Jets, the Jets actually got worse from 1 year to the next. And the fun thing about this, for those of you who don't know, if you go in and to the website, you can see these report cards, and you can actually click on the teams, and you can learn some more detailed information. It's the overview for the Jets. This is hilarious. The New York Jets dropped from 21st last year to 29th overall this season. Rather than addressing concerns, players believe that management responded to feedback by making conditions worse. For example, after receiving low grades for their food program last year, players felt the team cut the food budget and did not retain their longtime dietitian, who was previously their highest rated staff member. Notably, the former dietitian took a full-time role with the Kansas City Chiefs, contributing to significant improvements in their food program and dietitian grades.
Wow.
Unsurprisingly, when asked what needs the most improvement, players overwhelmingly pointed to the food program, although they are complimentary of their new dietitian. They also cite perceived top leadership issues, with some describing issues as top-down problems. The Jets' ownership grade dropped from a B last year to an F this year, with Woody Johnson receiving the league's lowest owner score for contributing to positive team culture.
Jeez.
And you can go through all the different categories and stuff. Like, you can really...
Yeah, I like it. I'm looking at it now. Check your teams out, y'all. This is a good way to hold a team accountable.
100%. You're always kind of looking for meaning. It's not always there. The Bengals definitely don't come off looking so great as an organization in this. They get a very low grade for treatment of families.
Yeah.
F-. Yeesh.
Yikes. What did they do? Are they punching mothers in the mouth? How you doing? Welcome to the team. Fuck your mom. And your locker's over there. Your shitty locker. Your shitty food is coming up soon.
The Bengals are one of only 3 teams that do not offer daycare during home games and one of only 10 teams that do not offer a family room during home games.
How do you not? We'll see next year when you get worse treatment in family, man. Like that's gonna get free agents to want to come there.
That's the thing. I mean, obviously money talks, but if you have options, where do you want to go? You know what I mean?
Yeah, they seem to like the head coach too, so that's good for Zach Taylor.
But it's funny, like for as much trouble as your owner gets into sometimes, he at least appears to be smart enough to know when to just back away.
Yeah.
Unlike Woody Johnson, who, is just out here doubling down.
Woody Johnson's worst, and then comes your boy, Big Brass Balls. Carolina Panthers owner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Michael Bidwell from the Arizona Cardinals. He apparently gets terrible grades also.
Yeah. Wow, how the Patriots so low on ownership? They probably don't like what they did with Mayo.
Probably the funniest, one of the funniest reports out of the report card related to the Patriots was that apparently the plane that they used to travel to away games doesn't have Wi-Fi and still, like, the seats still have ashtrays. Like, apparently they have some old ass plane that.
Yeah, that's funny.
Like, he's just cheap, basically, is what they say.
Damn, Steelers so low too. That's a surprise.
Chiefs.
Jeez.
So it's not always corresponding with success.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at all these teams.
Cowboys with owner B.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cowboys did all right. Wow.
That's a little
interesting,
surprising.
man. That's cool. Thanks for bringing that up, man. I'll be looking through that, messing around.
This report card thing is pretty cool. I would, if you just Google NFL PA report cards, you can find, if you go to their website, they have the whole thing where you can there's all these different categories and you can go through them and you can look at them. And it's pretty fun to look at, actually.
That's dope.
And is that all the news that we have? Yeah, I think it is. That's all the news for now. There's going to be a lot more coming.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Because we got the free agency stuff coming up.
Yeah.
We also have I've decided I'm not going to do a mock draft. Mock drafts are dumb.
I'm really happy about that. Good. I'm glad.
But I would like
like a mock draft.
But I would like to do an episode where we just go I think it's more useful to just kind of go through the top half of the big board, just so that people are kind of aware of who to look out for, at least for the skill position players. You know what I mean?
I'm with it.
I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know anything about offensive linemen.
It's good feet. He's got good feet.
Right. Sure.
Top hand placement, I'd say. Top 5 hand placement.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to be
never white knuckles.
He's going to be no. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting draft because it's interesting in that everyone seems to think that this year's draft kind of sucks.
Yeah, but that's when that's when cream rises, man. There's no,
and that's also where you see the truly. That's where the truly intelligent GMs shine. Right? There's nowhere. If you were bad at your job, there's not going to be anywhere to hide this year.
Yeah,
there's nowhere to hide.
Yeah. Yeah, be good to see.
So it's going to be fascinating.
All right. Well, it's about that time, man. You know what people are going to hear right now? They're going to hear me press the wrong button. A horn. which means either you heard something fantastic or something amazing is on the way. And the former is the case. It's been a great time catching up with you talking about the NFL. So we'll be back soon to give y'all another update. It has been John the Rollins.
Skip Misara.
With SveNFL. Peace.
Later, y'all.